to move on, I wouldn't be here. And you wouldn't hear this now. And I know you're still slightly terrified, but I know you know I will be alright. I know this, you've noticed, I seem fine. You know this, you've known this for a while. I don't fear change, and I am not afraid. If I didn't care for you, and I was too scared to move on, I wouldn't be here. And you wouldn't hear this now. I hope you know that all the things I know are only because you showed me so. I know this, you've noticed, I seem fine. I know you don't know this, but inside I don't fear change, but I have grown afraid. I know people grow up and apart all the time. I know you think I am going to start drifting, 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 drifting away. And I know you have watched me grow, and I know it's hard to see me go. I know this, you've noticed, I seem fine. I know you don't know this, but inside I can fear change, but I am not afraid.
Good morning and welcome to Siyyum 2020. Siyyum is a celebration at the end of a period of study, and at SCJA, Senior Siyyum is a great tradition of our school. In a few moments, we're going to get to hear from all the seniors on their reflections over the many experiences they've had here at SCJA. So the class of 2020, here we are in a virtual space. It's not something we chose, but your consistent perseverance, creativity, and great sense of humor makes this as a meaningful celebration as if we were in the UAM together. Class of 2020, I can't say enough about your dedication to the school, your performance, and your engagement with your academic program, It's been fun to see you play music and play sports. And now we are near your graduation. And now I have this Siyyum lump in my throat. I give you the class of 2020.
כל עוד בלב בנימה נפש יהודי הומייה ולפת מזרח קדימה עין לציון צופיה עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו התקווה בשנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wave at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? O'er the land of the free and the home of the
Good morning. Today you'll get to witness a ceremony that is both unique in its design and unique to the San Diego Jewish Academy. The Senior Siyyum is in essence a spiritual graduation, a day in which students have a chance to emotionally leave the place they have called home for the last 4, 7, 9, or 13 years. Here we get a chance to thank the school for the opportunity to grow, to thank our teachers for lifting us up to succeed, and most importantly, we get to thank each other. I would like to start off by thanking my friends of the class of 2020 for all the memories and for making me happy to go to school every day. I would like to share with you all a bit about this incredible class whom I've had the honor of being a part of. This is a class which to date is the only grade to have tied and not lost to the teachers in the annual 5th grade kickball game. It is a class that has people dedicated to enhancing our own experience with individuals fully immersed in student government and in Tikkun Olam activities. It is a class that led 4 different sports to playoffs as captains, something that hasn't been accomplished in years. It is a class with artistic individuals and dedicated students. And it's a class that's given me a group of friends that I will forever cherish. This grade has given me friends who are unafraid to take fashion risks and be themselves to the most degree. It's given me friends that visit me 4 times a week after I receive a surgery, and a friend that I can hug in the middle of the parking lot because of girlfriend problems. A friend who fearlessly wrapped his dreams without worrying about other people's judgments, and a friend who always helped me with school when I was swamped with work and extracurricular activities. And the school has given me a friend who will accompany me on my next journey to Israel. I cannot say I've given everything to the school because there's always more to give, but I can say that the school has given me all that it needed to and all that it could. So to my teachers and my school, I say thank you for making me who I am today. And to my classmates, who I know will all be successful on their own path, thank you. Thank you for making me smile, for giving me another place to call home, and for making me feel safe, for growing up with me. Although circumstances have hardly been ideal, today we reminisce happily and are thankful for the beautiful life we have gotten to live. So let's all be thankful because I most definitely am. Siyyum in Hebrew literally means finish or ending. It is a completion of any unit of study, celebrated with a ceremony and often a seudah mitzvah, a communal meal, not unlike a bar mitzvah or a wedding. And the only proper way to end a journey as beautiful as the one we have had here at SEJ is with a proper goodbye. But this Siyyum is not only an ending, but a stepping stone, a launch pad for our next journey in life. Some of us will be close together, maybe even roommates, and others will be halfway across the world. But I know 2 things that will hold true. One is that we're ready. We're ready to go, to spread our ideas with a larger audience and to make a change as we have been taught to for so many years. And 2, that despite the distances, our friendships will not falter because they come from a place of deep love and admiration. So, please enjoy the celebration of our culture, our stories, our connections, and our love. Toda Rabba, thank you.
Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessings for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, and for who all exercise just and rightful authority. Administer all affairs of the state fairly, that peace and security, happiness, prosperity, justice, and freedom may forever abide in our midst. Creator of all flesh, bless the inhabitants of our country with your spirit. Many citizens of all races and creeds forge a common bond in true harmony, to banish hatred and bigotry, and to safeguard the ideals of free institutions that are the pride of the glory of our country. May this land, under your providence, be an influence for good throughout the world, and uniting all people in peace and freedom, helping them to fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn way of war. And let us say amen.
אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, קבל נא ברחמים את תפילתנו בעד ארצנו וממשלתה. הרק את ברכתך על הארץ הזאת, על נשיאה שופטיה, שוטריה ופקידה, העוסקים בצורכי ציבור באמונה. הורם מחוקי תורתך, הבניהם משפטי צדיקך. למען לא יאסרו מארצנו שלום, ושלווה עושר וחופש כל הימים. אנא אדוני אלוהי הרוכת לכל בשר שלח ורחך על כל תושבי ארצנו. ותבין בני העמות והאמונות השונות השוכנים בה, אהבה ואחווה שלום ורעות. ועקור מיר ליבם כל שנאה ואיבה, קנאה ותחרות. למלות מעשה נפש, בניה המתיימרים בכבודה. ועמי תוקקים לראותה אור לכל הגויים. וכן, אהי רצון מלפניך שתתה, ארצנו ברכה לכל יושבי תבל, ותשרי ביניהם רעות וחירות, וקיים במראה חזון נביחה. לא יישא גואל אל גוי חבר, ולא ילמדו עוד מלחמה, ונאמר, כי כולם ידעו אותי, למקטנאם, ועד גדולם. אמן.
Avinu Sheba Shemayim, Rock and Redeemer of the people of Israel. Bless the state of Israel with its promise of redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And let us say, Amen.
אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. הגן עליה בעברת חסדך, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך. ושלח אורך ועמיתך לראשיה, שריה ויועציה, ותקנם בעצה טובה מלפניך. חזק את ידי מגיני ארץ קודשנו, והנחילם אלוהינו ישוע. ועטרת ניצחון תעטרם, ונתת שלום בארץ, ושמחת עולם ליושביה.
Good morning, Boker Tov, Buenos Dias, and Sheng Hao. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gali Laska, and I have been attending SDJA since I was in 3rd grade. For as long as I could possibly remember, my grade, the grades below, and even some teachers have referred to me as Rabbi Gali. Thus, it is only fitting that I would be giving the Dvar Torah this morning. The Torah portion I'll be discussing is Parshat Tzav. It can be found within the book of Vayikra, or Leviticus. Tzav is filled with a list of rules around sacrifices and the occasions in which we must offer those sacrifices. The book of Leviticus is like an operating manual for priests to execute a complex and finely drawn system in pursuit of communal holiness. The sacrificial system outlined in the text required the whole self in actualizing the sacrifices. The Hebrew word for sacrifice, korban, contains the root karov, which means to draw close. These sacrifices were meant to draw the ancient Israelites closer to God. To bring an olah, a free will offering, was a spontaneous expression of appreciation. A mincha, offering of flour, oil, and incense, was accessible to even the poorest in the community. Shlamim was a peace offering, shared by those who brought it, and chatat hasham was to uncover unintentional sins and conscious abuses, thereby providing a means to come to terms with guilt, expiation, and forgiveness, individually and as a community. As we take our first step closer to graduation and the Siyyum of our SCJA experience, we reflect on what we are bringing to our Mizbeach, our altar, our gifts, our blessings, our honest reflections of our experiences, good and bad, and the prayers that SCJA will always have a place in our hearts and our lives to come. When we delve deeper into the intricacies of each sacrifice, we realize that they are not just offerings of our communal past, but rather exemplify aspects of us, the class of 2020 in the present. Olah, a free will offering, symbolizes our various class trips. Whether it was Yosemite, Boston, or Oregon, each trip included a service learning component, enabling us to work in a soup kitchen, packing bags of food for the homeless, and building homes. We had a chance to help others who need it, and in every case, it was an act of free will. We bonded during these efforts on behalf of others and represented SDJA well. Mincha, the sacrifice meant to be accessible to those who could not afford it, represents our grade's efforts to fundraise for our capstone senior trip to Poland and Israel. As a grade, we worked tirelessly to raise money to make sure that everyone who wanted to attend the trip was able to go. Although we could not go on our trip this year, I am proud to say that we raised enough money for the entire class to be able to go. Shlamim, the peace offering, represents our grade's ability to support one another no matter the situation. In 6th and 7th grades, weekend after weekend, we celebrated our classmates becoming B'nai Mitzvah at many different synagogues and at the Ken. Over the last 4 years, Tuesdays and Thursdays have become the days to watch our peers play sports. We cheered on our classmates in soccer, volleyball, basketball, tennis, baseball, and of course football. Saturday nights we often spend together, no matter where it may be. And finally, my favorite, Chatat Hasham. The offering meant to come to terms with guilt and forgiveness as individuals and as a community. When I think of this sacrifice, I remember the tough transition from 8th grade to 9th grade. I have a vivid memory of all of the girls sitting in a circle with Miss Greenstein, talking about inclusivity and connecting more deeply with one another. And here we are today, standing on this virtual stage as one grade, one group of friends, one family. The rationale for the sacrifices of old still carry meaning for us today through our prayers and rituals carried through Jewish history and practice. Though we will soon walk through the doors of SDJA for the last time as students, the korbanot we have offered as a class have truly drawn us closer to one another and to this incredible school community we call home. Thank you.
My dear friends, family, and faculty, we are gathered here today to celebrate life, the life of our pulsing school, the life of each and every student, the life of our faith, Judaism, the life of light and the light of life, and hopes and friendships and futures. We are here to celebrate it all because it is all worth celebrating. We celebrate Shabbat every week, and this week's Shabbat is Shabbat HaGadol. Fitting, isn't it? This special Torah portion commemorates a miracle. Not a miracle of oil, though we have toiled away. Not a miracle of war, though warriors we have become, but a miracle of sheep. Before the Jewish people painted their doorposts red with the blood of sheep, they were instructed 4 days prior to take the sheep and keep them in their homes. Yet, like the many Torah stories we have studied, it was not that simple. The sheep was an Egyptian deity. Therefore, stealing an Egyptian sheep was not only a sign of rebellion, it was a shining symbol of strength. By sacrificing the Egyptian's deity, at God's orders, the Jews asserted that from then on they only answered to higher authority. The miracle? The Egyptians lost their power to stop the Jewish people. Thus, the Jews began their transformation from weak, timid slaves to independent, free people, literally becoming Gedolim, meaning big or grown up, hence the name Shabbat HaGadol. Another explanation stems from the Haftorah, which cites the last words of the final Jerusalem prophet Malachi. In the ending verses, Malachi exclaims, "Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet, before the great and awesome day of redemption by God. The day will come when God will restore the hearts of parents to their children and children to their parents." Malachi foresees a rejuvenation of Jewish learning and observance by youth, who will be the catalyst for the messianic redemption. The prophet's great vision leads to our great Shabbat. And so, like Malachi prophesied, we are the youthful rejuvenation. We are growing up, becoming strong Gedolim, and finding our own paths, our own identities. We are living, breathing Jewish legacy. And with God's help, we will continue to celebrate the lives we were given, for they are indeed great. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to be reading you guys a poem called The School Where I Studied by Yehuda Amichai, translated by Hannah Bloch. I passed by school where I studied as a girl, and said in my heart, here I learned certain things, and didn't learn others. All my life I have loved in vain. The things I didn't learn, I am filled with knowledge. I know all about the flowering of a tree of knowledge. The shape of its leaves, the function of its root system, its pests and parasites. I'm an expert on the botany of good and evil. I'm still studying it. I'll go on studying till the day I die. I stood near the school building and looked in. This room where we sat and learned, the windows of a classroom always open to the future, but in our innocence, we thought it was only landscape. We were seen from the window. The schoolyard was narrow, paved with large stones. I remember the brief tumult of the two of us. Near the rickety steps, tumult that was the beginning of a first great love. Now it outlives us in a museum, like everything else in Jerusalem. Thank you.
It went by fast, just like our parents said it would. So I hope with all of my heart that each one of you cherish these precious moments we've spent together, because no matter how much you may want to, you can't come back to high school. There's a universal truth we have to face, whether or not we want to. Everything eventually ends. As much as I've looked forward to this day, I've always disliked endings. The last day of summer, the final chapter of a good book, the end with a close friend. But endings are inevitable. The leaves fall and you close the book. Today is one of those days for all of us. Today we have to say our goodbyes. But as Winnie the Pooh once said, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard?
Last Saturday, I was sitting in a room surrounded by the people that have shaped my SDJA experience. Tears ran down my face as I watched Gali and Teps dance to one of our favorite songs, I Want Crazy by Hunter Hayes. Memories came flashing into my mind, and I soon realized how fast it all went by.
It feels like it was just yesterday when I took my first steps onto the SDJ campus for kindergarten. I was wearing a long navy blue dress with a white long-sleeve turtleneck underneath. I was following my eldest sister Daniela's footsteps, but at the same time, I was eager to make my own journey, my own masa.
I stepped into my first grade class not knowing a word of English. Two girls sat next to me, Carla and Gabby, and said hola. I felt relieved. Even though I was lost in the classroom, I felt comfortable everywhere I went.
August 24th, 2009, the day my journey at SCJA began. As second grade me sat in her desk for the first time, I could have never even begun to picture what an amazing experience there was in store the next 10 years.
When I moved here from Mexico, I toured SCJA with some of my fellow classmates. I remember having a cozy feeling. I remember feeling like everyone was so close to one another. My first memory on the campus was feeling a tap on the back from Alice, asking me if I wanted to walk to class with her. I came home that day with a smile so big my face hurt. That day reassured me that SCJA would easily become my second home.
I arrived at SCJA my first year of high school. I was excited to start this new chapter of my life with my soon-to-be best friends. The moment I got to school, I was warmly welcomed by all my friends with tight hugs and loud screams saying, "I'm so happy you came to this school." This is when I realized that the next 4 years were going to be unforgettable.
My journey at SDJA started in the 6th grade. After years of hearing my best friends talk so highly about the school, it was finally my turn to be a part of the SDJA community. Even though we all started at different times, SDJA has allowed us to merge our paths together. Our time here would not have been the same without the connections we built along the way.
I have a lot of things to thank SDJA for, but one of the things that I'm most thankful for is the energy put in to make the students love the school. Walking into any classroom, I can feel the teachers' love for the subject. This energy has cultivated my interest in STEM, and it is the reason I am pursuing a career in it. Whether it is Mr. Hagerman's excitement to show off the flute Sophia and I made in physics and engineering, or a discussion in Dr. Eisen's class about how we can relate our lesson about immunology to the biology of the coronavirus, I am constantly surrounded by a love for learning.
Our trip to Boston was one we'll never forget, especially the blue backpacks. During this 5-day trip, we had long conversations with Mr. Riley and Mrs. Watt in the Boston Commons and toured way too many colleges. In the moment, this didn't seem that significant. However, these are two teachers that allowed me to connect with them outside of the classroom, a value that SCJ truly brings out. Teachers at this school don't close their doors when school is over. They show us that they will always be there for us no matter what. SCJ, thank you for allowing us to form such deep connections with our teachers.
While classrooms are traditionally where learning happens, at SCJA, they remind us that they don't always have to be. Coach Trotta's anatomy and physiology class reassured me of that. I remember coming into class and Coach Trotta telling us that the lesson in the movements of the body was going to be outside for the day. We all stood in a circle and played a game while learning what anatomical position looks like. During the game, I didn't realize how prepared I would be for next class quiz. SCJA teaches us that a traditional classroom setting isn't always the best way to educate. It teaches us that experience leads to learning. Thank you for encouraging our minds to grow outside the box.
Junior year, our powder puff final was tied with 1 minute to go. We gathered on the sidelines, our coaches Gabe and Moy gave us our pep talk, and then we took the field. We might have left the game bruised and exhausted, but together we were able to make it out with a win. We jumped into each other's arms, screaming and cheering, every single one of us with a big smile on our face. Thank you, SDJ, for teaching us how to always encourage each other and how to never give up.
Freshman year, during biology class, we were having a debate on GMOs. Mr. Hagerman was so overwhelmed by everyone that he said, "You can't speak unless I write your name on the board." My name is pretty long, so instead of writing Ariella Tepperman, he wrote ATEP. From that moment on, everyone started calling me ATEP. Although it might sound silly, this nickname has become part of my identity, and I can safely say that everyone in the class of 2020 has found part of their identity when walking through the school gates. Thank you, SCJ, for giving us the opportunity to explore and find our true selves.
Today is the day where the path we have been traveling on splits into 42 different ones. Before that happens, I need to thank my teachers and my peers for helping me find my voice inside the classroom and out. My junior year, I took such an interesting class, Judaism in the Body. We talked about so many controversial topics, but most importantly, Mrs. Weber made sure that this was an extremely safe place to express ourselves. The interesting part was that this classroom was a space to fight for what we believe, to argue our points, and to stand beside our morals. I feel so lucky to be able to say that because of everyone in this room, I had a chance to be myself, always. Thank you, SCJA, for teaching us to never stop fighting for what we believe is right.
We wanted to thank our parents for giving us the opportunity to come to this school, a school that showed us
to value our community,
to accept everyone for their differences,
to challenge ourselves beyond expectation,
and to be grateful for all that we have.
Now we are moving on to the next stages of our lives. SCJ, thank you for the memories that will last us a lifetime.
We laughed,
we learned,
we stressed,
we loved,
and we did it all together.
We love you, class of 2020.
What's your favorite memory?
My favorite memory?
When the boys football team made it to semifinals and we were all here in the bleachers cheering. I've never seen so much spirit before.
It was also the first time in school history that we've ever made playoffs, and first time in school history that we made the finals.
Probably winning the first league championship for football.
My favorite memory was making SCJ news with Aton.
My favorite part about it was when Miss F came and told me she enjoyed it, but that I couldn't make any more episodes.
And it was the snow day at SCJ when we were freshmen. I put the lion suit on that day, and I remember I couldn't see anything, and I climbed up the snow mountain thing that we had, and I wanted to slide down, and instead I just slipped and I fell all the way down.
In math we had the wall art project, and me the wall with lights and everything, and we ended up having the best project in the class.
My best memory is probably the Portland trip because I got close to a lot of people. It was a fun trip.
The one where we went to Boston and toured the colleges and just were in the city, and it was just really fun. And
Battle of Bands, because I really want to show the song I created.
It's 8th grade lockdown because we made a lot of really fun memories as a grade, and
it was one of the first times where it was just the whole grade together and everyone became super close.
It has to be the first day I stepped into school in 4th grade when Aton Brazina walked me to class, and since then he's been one of my best friends.
My advice to future senior classes and just all students in general.
Be prepared for the English and history classes.
You can't get anywhere without hard work and dedication.
To use pod wisely and to make sure to stay in contact with your teachers.
Use this year to mature and to grow as a person.
For all your dedication into an area that you think you're going to succeed in.
To cherish and appreciate all of the events SDJ puts on.
So obviously just enjoy the moment and really connect with the people here because it's the last year that you're going to have. You really have to enjoy everything.
Always be grateful for not only your friends, family, and teachers, but the time that we have together and enjoying every moment and really being grateful for our opportunities here.
Don't take it for granted. You have 4 years here, and at times you may feel like you're going crazy and you don't want to be here anymore, but this place is something special and not every single person gets to experience what we have here at SCJ, which is a family.
The year goes by so fast, and just really being a part of like the community time, assemblies, and like going to Minion, like really just be present and don't worry about leaving or, you know, ditching class because it's your last year here and you'll really miss it.
Grew up as kids playing in the garden, making memories that won't be forgotten. Started on the playground, we made our move. Excited cause we gotta go to school. Made our way with Algebra 2. We played for our colors, our gold and blue. Our friendship began with a simple hello. Friendship we felt deep in our core. Growing up and speeding up, we made our way through. Spent our time here like we had something to prove. And now it's been good. Now we're going away, but I know that love isn't gonna fade. It's the part that'll last, it'll always stay. It's been good. Now we're going away, but I know the love isn't gonna fade. Yeah, it's been good. Growing up and speeding up, we made our way through. Spent our time here like we had something to prove. And now it's been good.
It's been good.
Now we're going away.
Now we're going away,
but I know that love isn't gonna fade. It's the part that'll last, it'll always stay. It's been good.
It's been good.
Now we're going away.
Now we're going away,
but I know the love isn't gonna fade.
Dear SDJA, we have some things we want to say.
Here's a little story time, and we really try to make it rhyme.
Our names are Gabe and Moy, and we have been here since we were little boys. Since we have always been best friends, we wanted to share some memories before it all ends.
Since we don't want you guys to mope, here are some things that have been dope.
From Miss Moses in the second grade, to marching in the homecoming parade. From looking up to all the seniors, to standing here as leaders.
From Ms. Gordon's office to Ms. Seth, senior year has been the best. From lockdown in the gym to all of our great swims.
From cell words to Greek roots, healthy habits always fed us fruits. From playing kickball with Coach Bucky, as league champs, we were very lucky.
From capture the flag to powder puff, we never could get enough. From bio to Senior Siyyum, always asking, hey Darren, can I borrow a pen? From Miss Hanson to Miss Cox, English is still tough.
From snack time to off-campus lunch, class of 2020, we love you a bunch. From the Harlem Shake to the woe, sadly, it's time for us to go.
We wrote this poem just to say we are sad to leave SDJ.
As the day ends, it's time to say goodbye.
Peace
out, SDJ. We hope you don't cry.
Dear class of 2020,
our lives will all begin to change, but the bond we share will be everlasting.
As we close this chapter of high school, we turn the page to the next chapter in our lives.
SDJ has gifted us with a campus that we can proudly call home forever.
From 6th grade, freezing our toes off in Yosemite as we hiked and learned how to eat a whole apple, including the stem and core.
To 7th grade, where we explored the beautiful Catalina Island by kayaking and snorkeling through the ocean.
Then in 8th grade, biking across the Golden Gate Bridge in the windy weather conditions as some of us made the mistake to wear sandals.
And in 9th grade, we hiked through the Grand Canyon and helped out in a soup kitchen in Nevada. We also slid down sand dunes at sunset into the night, as some of you may remember. I know I do.
Then in 10th grade, our college search began as we traveled to Boston to explore the city and some schools that some of us will be calling home for the next 4 years.
And in 11th grade, we beat the seniors in Powder Puff and celebrated by having a party with the whole junior class.
As we were looking forward to the Israel trip, we did have a slight change in events. With that being said, we will all remember this moment as something we struggled through together as a class, the class of 2020.
All of these fun times will be forever engraved in our memories with each and every one of you all.
We loved growing up with all of you and wish you all the best as we move on into our lives.
We are forever grateful for the unforgettable times that we all shared.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been said that everlasting friends go long periods of time without speaking and never question the friendship. These friends pick up like they spoke yesterday, regardless of how long it has been or how far away they live, and they don't hold grudges. They understand life is busy and love is there.
A few weeks ago, I was driving to campus to pick up my sister. As I was driving past Kaiser Permanente, about to turn onto Highway, I received a phone call from her asking where I was. Very naturally, I replied, I'm getting home right now, come to the parking lot. At that moment, my calling SDJ home seemed like a slip of the tongue. But looking back, I realized that it's the perfect way to describe SDJ. Some people might tell me I'm wrong, that home is home and school is school, but that's where they're wrong. In order to understand this, we must first define the term home. A home is a place where you grow. It is a place where you're given the tools, the values, and the experiences so that when you eventually, but inevitably have to leave, you're able to succeed. It is a place where you are loved and respected. Now, on the outside, a home may just appear to be a house. On the inside, it's filled with unforgettable bonds and cherished memories. But if I were to ask anyone in this room right now to give me a definition of the word home, most people would say that home is where family is. But even by that definition, the idea that SDJ's home remains true, because home is, in every sense of the word, SDJ. Each person who we interact with on a daily basis has become a member of our family. Our teachers have become our second set of parents. Juan has become everyone's best friend. And with each other, we've become siblings. We walk onto campus each day knowing that the lessons we will learn transcend past the curriculum that is set. Every one of us knows that if and when we need it, our teachers always have their doors open to give us friendly parental advice. From showing us how to cope with our never-ending stress to helping us understand that every experience is a learning experience, their help has allowed us to grow and has prepared us for the moment. This moment, where our time at SDJ comes to a close. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to extend our gratitude for your open doors and open arms whenever we needed it. As for my classmates, it's hard to find the right words to describe the relationships that we have formed with each other. I said earlier that our bond equivocates that of siblings, and it's true. Just like siblings, we've argued, laughed, and even cried together these past years. But through each triumph and each defeat, we have stood by each other and supported each other every step of the way. When we look back at our time at STJ, we will remember our first game in the field or in the gym. And we'll remember the first time we were forced into freshman duties, or the first time we sprinted off campus for senior privileges. In time, we'll remember it all, the highs and the lows, and we will know that we are better people because of it. At some point or another, everyone must eventually leave home, but you carry with you the experiences and the memories onto the next phase of life. As we leave SCJ and prepare to move all across the country for the next 4 years, we will take what we've learned here and apply it to our next adventures. Thank you.
Blessed soldiers of the Israeli Defense Forces and everyone who stands guard in order to protect our people. May the Holy One, blessed be God, protect them and save them from all troubles and afflictions, from all sickness and injury, and send blessings to all of their endeavors. May the words of the prophets come to fruition through them, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. A nation shall not lift up a sword against another nation, and neither shall they learn war any longer. And each one shall sit under the vine and under the fig tree, and none shall be afraid. And let us say, Amen.
מי שברך, אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל, העומדים על משמר ארצנו, וערי אלוהינו מגבול הלבנון, ועד מדבר מצרים, ומן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה, ביבשה, באוויר ובים. ייתן אדוני את אויבינו הקמים עלינו ניגפים לפניהם. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם. ידבר שונאינו תחתיהם ועטרם בכתר ישועה ובעטרת ניצחון. ויקוים בכם הכתוב, כי אדוני אלוהיכם ההולך עמכם, להילחם לכם עם אויביכם, להשועה אתכם, ונאמר אמן.
Hi everyone, my name is Ali Viterbi and I graduated from STJA in 2010, exactly 10 years ago, which is so weird. I can remember so vividly as if it were yesterday, not 10 years ago, giving a speech to my classmates and their families and friends at our graduation. I spoke about the concept of the minyan. As many of you know, in Jewish tradition, a quorum of 10 people, called a minyan, is required for public worship, teaching us that we cannot rise to our greatest spiritual potential alone. We need a community to fully express ourselves to God and to each other, in times of joy, in times of grief. The minyan to me is the antidote to loneliness, teaching us that we need to actively engage with others to find meaning in our own lives. As a student at STJA, I felt that I was part of a minyan, part of something greater than just myself, part of a community actively resisting the loneliness of being alive. As I speak to all of you now in this video, each of you separated from your fellow classmates for the remainder of your time together at STJA, I can't help but think about this idea of the minyan. Like many of you, I'm sure, I feel lonely, really lonely. I find that building and maintaining community over the internet just isn't the same as eating lunch together in the art room when it's raining outside, or waiting outside Mr. Khan's office chatting to people as they float in. It's not the same as cramming with friends all night for one of Mrs. Wu's famous quests. Does she still do those? I don't know. And it's certainly not the same as going to Poland and Israel with your classmates. But as I've sat here this last month in isolation, I've actually chatted with my old teachers from STJA. I just had a Zoom double date with my best friend since kindergarten, Amy Shoemaker, and her husband, whose wedding I actually officiated this past summer. I've Zoomed with Mr. Quigley, Rabbi Grobart, several of my friends from high school. The minyan you create here at STJA, it never leaves you. In times of strife and uncertainty, especially, I find that the connections I formed at STJA are still my rock, my foundation. They make me feel less lonely. So though you may be disappointed that the end of your time here at SDJA didn't go exactly as planned, it's not over. It's never over. After graduating from SDJA, I lived on the East Coast for 7 years, and through it all, I talked to my best friend Amy every day. I went out to lunch with old teachers when they visited. There's a connection between SDJA alums that never ends. Sure, it changes and it grows, but it doesn't stop when you graduate. But it's not just the people. This idea of minyan, of reaching our greatest spiritual potential through community, I think extends beyond the physical. SDJA fundamentally changed my DNA, the way that I saw the world, the values I hold dear. SDJA teaches collaboration, leaning on others in times of joy and grief. It teaches us responsibility. We belong to something greater than just ourselves. We belong to a people, to a land, to the world, and most importantly, to each other. But coupled with that sense of responsibility to the world, SDJA sparked a personal quest for self-knowledge within me. It taught me who I was and who I wanted to be. Now, I was a weird kid, I'm not gonna lie. I was an SDJA lifer, kindergarten through 12th grade, so obviously I was a weird kid. Just to give you an example, Amy, my best friend, and I used to plan tea parties for Mr. Khan, where we baked scones and insisted on speaking in British accents the whole time. But SDJA fostered an environment in which everyone was so quirky, so out of the box, so unique, that there were no boxes to put ourselves in. We had to learn to kind of make our own boxes, even if that meant strange, fake British tea parties. SDJA granted me the liberty to be my true, quirky self, free from normal high school constructs of social inhibitions. I don't speak in weird accents with my professors anymore, but I do have the courage, I think, to speak my mind, to be myself. And that's thanks to SDJA. SDJA also gave me the foundation upon which to build my future. My AP Lang and AP Lit teachers, Mrs. Rosenberg and Ms. McKinstry, encouraged my passion for writing. And now I'm a professional playwright and television writer. When I moved back to San Diego for grad school, SDJA lovingly wrote me into teaching theater here, helping plan the art showcase, and now I'm starting a podcast with SDJA. So basically, no matter how far away you go, physically, emotionally, spiritually, SDJA sticks with you. It's your minyan. When I graduated SDJA and went off to college, I'm not going to lie to you, I was really lonely. I had a really hard first year in college. I was used to having the same best friend since kindergarten, and I didn't really know how to make new friends. I knew all my classmates' parents and even their grandparents, and suddenly I was in a class of over 1,000. I never lived through a winter, and my first winter, an icicle fell off the roof and split my head open 10 inches. I never felt so lonely before. This is not to scare you. College turned out to be wonderful for me, and the 6 years since have been full of even more joy and love and success. But something that got me through that hard year was knowing that I had this minyan, this community. And a lot of that happened over phone calls, over Skype. We didn't have Zoom yet. So though you're far apart from each other now, you're going to continue to grow as you each embark on this next phase of your lives. The years at SDJA for me really tested my notion of who I was and who I wanted to be. SDJA creates that foundation, but it's time for you to explore what that foundation can grow into. Discover who you are outside of this bubble, this community. Make new friends, pursue new passions and new careers. But know that no matter where life takes you, no matter how far you go, SDJA is always with you. You'll always have this minyan. And hopefully with that knowledge, like me, you'll feel a little less lonely. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the senior class of 2020.
Tfilat Hadera. May it be your will, Eternal One, God of our ancestors, that we journey toward peace. that our footsteps be guided towards peace, and that we reach our desired destinations for life, gladness, and peace. May we be protected from every predator, man or animal, lying in wait for us along the way, and may there be blessing in our handiwork, and may we be granted peace, kindness, and mercy in the eyes of all who see us. May our prayer be heard, for you are the one who hears and holds all prayer. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who hears prayer.
יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, שתוכליכנו לשלום, ותצעידנו לשלום, ותשמחנו לשלום, ותביאנו אל מחוז חפצנו לחגים ולשלום. ותצילנו מכף כל אויב ועורב בדרך, ותשלח ברכה במעשה ידינו. ותתננו לכן ולחסד ולרחמים עם בגניך, ובעיני כל רואה כי אתה שומע תפילה. עם ישראל ברחמים, ברוך אתה אדוני שומע תפילה.
Four years ago, we were shy freshmen, excited for what has to come, ready to begin high school. We looked up to the seniors who were much older and wiser than us, and strived to be just like them. Now our time has come, and as tears fall down our faces, we remember how far we have come and how much we have accomplished.
Elon and I came to SCJA freshman year, and from the second we stepped on campus, we felt welcomed by everyone. Throughout our time here, we have met teachers who turned into friends and friends who turned into family.
As our senior year began, it gave us an incentive to become the class of 2020, as we shared the goal to make the most out of our last year here at SDJA. As the year went on, we came together and created the most incredible memories and friendships that we will one day reflect on. Although we have faced many hardships throughout the last month without being able to spend the end of our senior year the way we wanted to, we got through it and we did it all together.
Today, we want to thank the school for all the opportunities it gave us not only to succeed academically, but to grow as a person. We want to thank the teachers for putting up with us so we could get here today. We want to thank our families for all the support they have given us. And lastly, we want to thank our classmates, the class of 2020, for making these last 4 years so memorable.
So, as we gather here today to say goodbye to the place that many of us have called our second home, since kindergarten, freshman year, and even junior year, we remember the teachers that have guided us through the struggles of high school, the friends that have been a shoulder to laugh and to cry on, the memories that we will one day look back and reminisce on, and SDJ, a place that we will always remember and a place that we will always come back to.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020. To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020. To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
Hey, to the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020. To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020. To the class of 2020. To the class of 2020. To the class of 2020.
I wanted to thank all of you for making our high school experience a memorable time. And I love you all, and I wish you guys the very best of luck. And I'll see you guys soon. Love you guys.
Each one of you have been such a big part of my life, and I'm so grateful. And I hope wherever you guys end up, you'll be happy, and we'll still be in touch.
For the last 12 years, we've stood by each other in the face of hardships. We've celebrated each other when there's something to celebrate, and we've done everything in between. I hope that we can keep this care for each other for the rest of our lives. I love you all. I know the end of our senior year didn't really go as we expected, but that doesn't change all the experiences and memories we've had the past 4 years. I love you all so much. Thanks for always making me smile, and I wish all of you guys the best of luck in the next part of your guys' life.
Thank you so much for being my family for the past 10 years. I love you all so much and hope you know that wherever you guys end up, you can always count on me for whatever you guys need.
20, it's been a fun 4 years, and I'll miss all of you next year. Yes, sir.
Thank you for everything you've done. From the memories we've created, the ups and the downs. Our time in our high school was cut short. 2 weeks before our last day of high school, we were told that we had to go into quarantine. It was hard for each and every single one of us. And I know that going through this is only going to make us stronger as a group and as an individual.
Thank you for such amazing memories. I'm going to miss you guys so much. Love you all.
Thank you for all the high school memories that I will never forget.
You guys so much for the memories. Love you all.
Words can't even begin to describe how lucky I feel to have gone through 13 amazing years with all of you. And I can't wait to see where life is going to take all of you, where we're all going to be the next time we all meet again. I love you all and thank you so much. I just wanted to thank you for the best 4 years of my life, and I can't wait to see where life takes us.
I love you guys so much, and I'm so thankful for all the memories that we've had together. I will never forget them.
There are no words to express how thankful I am for you being the people that you are. For the past 10 years of my life, you have been my family. And I know that you all will be incredible in the future, and I can't wait to see where you all go.
No matter how long we've been a part of each other's lives, I've seen each and every one of you grow into amazing people.
I love you guys so much, and I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys next year. But I know for a fact that no matter how far apart we are, we will always keep in contact, and that SCJ has given me the best friends that I could ever ask for, the best family that I could ever ask for, and the home that I will never forget.